So warm welcome to all of you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending upon the time zone you people are joining in the global community, participating in this edition of GI4QC Forum. Very special session. In fact, the third in the series on the topic, which we started some time back. Uh, how do we bring the spirituo-scientific knowledge from the shadows to the forefront or to the spotlight? In the previous sessions, we could get uh, participants sharing their little effort in making it happen. They also shared challenges, which we found there are some very common challenges being experienced by the members. As far as the topic is concerned, this actually becomes a flagship program for GI4QC Forum because the vision started with a very basic requirement of bringing science and spirituality together. But science and spirituality as a cross-functional domain, we did not find many actually talking so vociferously about it. There have been uh, areas where people are working. I will call them as centers of excellences. But at a national level or at a international level, putting this whole thought, the whole knowledge, and the work which is happening in this area under the umbrella topic of spirituo-scientific domain or spirituo-scientific knowledge. Because at GI4QC Forum, we, right from its inception, believe that this worldview or our approach to reality has to be refined, defined, and explained to the larger community, particularly now that we are into 21st century. Each of the century had its own way of looking at the world and the universe. Reality, what was explained and understood in 17th century, got changed in 18th, 19th, 20th. So 21st century, we believe we have this responsibility that driven from our vast ancient knowledge, we help the society, we help the community to get this holistic view of reality, which is neither scientific nor pure spiritual, but a cross-functional knowledge of spiritual-scientific knowledge. And as Karthik ji mentioned, that when we also started around 4.5 years ago with this vision of establishing that science and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. They are not contradicting, they are complementary to each other. There were not many takers of it. There are not many people who are working in this area, but I agree with the speakers in the previous session, and today we'll listen to them, that more and more people are getting inclined, more people are started believing in it, and the modern developments in the scientific domain as defined by our Western community in the last 200, 300 years, with the development of quantum, people are able to visualize that reality which our ancient knowledge had been talking about for ages and for so many thousands and lakhs of years. So continuing with this discussion, today we have eminent speakers as Arvind ji, uh, Anindo ji, and Karthik ji. And of course, all the members who have participated in the previous sessions, they are also available today. A warm welcome to all of you. Since we have a limited time, we will start the discussion. And let me start with Karthik ji, because we just heard you that you started your journey recently and then you yourself are noticing um, different areas where people are working on it. So today I would like to hear the views from the expert about first the need for this, what we term as spirituo-scientific domain or spirituo-scientific knowledge, in what specific ways you and your organization are currently taking it to the youth of the country or other part of the community, and what challenges you are facing. And then, of course, in the second round, we'll come back that what common programs we under the GI4QC forum can take to address those challenges and speed up this knowledge dissemination. So these two questions I will first have a round and then we'll come back to how do we take it forward. Yeah, over to you.
Okay. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. And so let me just see, I've been really blessed and I'm grateful to have been born in a family where both my parents have been practicing Sanatan Dharma in the deepest sense. Like my father was an engineer, but he had learned all the, to a large extent, Shastras, Vedas, to the extent possible that he was taught. And he was also, more importantly, practicing the daily rituals like Sandhya Vandana. He used to read Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many slokas. It was a part of his daily routine. Okay. My mother, in her own ways, she used to practice slokas, pujas, etc. But I'll tell you, at a young age, I was influenced. They put me in Chinmaya Balavihar, where I learned a little bit of Gita and slokas, etc. But what happened was it was somewhat there. The connectedness was there. But I think once I got into IIT and I got into the IT world, right, somewhere when things started going more into the scientific world, although I kept in touch with them by the influence of others, plus also my own stage of life, I got sidetracked, or rather, I started getting more inclined towards the science part. And I didn't let go of the spiritual part, but the connect was not there deep enough. It is only when I experienced multiple problems in life. I mean, you have official, personal, all that, right? Which cannot be solved by logic, which cannot be solved by your ability that you think you have. That connected me back into the spiritual line stronger. In fact, my parents used to say, always pray. Prayer should happen even when life is good. I used to pray deeply when things were out of my control. Okay. And then when things settled down, the intensity used to be like at a surface level. The connect with the spirit used to be at the surface level. I was like anybody else, right? But as life goes and goes, right, I also realized that this is not just my trend, but with everybody else, right? When we try to rationalize too many things using science, we think science can solve many things. And it does, indeed it does. But one common thread I found for us to carry forward this knowledge is we have to be admitting ourselves that there are areas that we have missed out, and there are areas only that spiritual can solve. We should have actually experienced those in our own lives, like probably our own health or somebody's health in the family getting cured, or somebody going through a crisis of different kinds. Suddenly there is a turnaround, that which cannot be explained by logic or science alone. Something magical has happened, right? That is beyond our logical and scientific comprehension. So I think that is a prerequisite, and people should be willing to share more and more of that. Okay. It's not like we force people to share their problems, that method will not work, but we encourage people to share that insight by us sharing ourselves. If we find 2 3 like-minded people sharing experiences, like maybe praying to a deity, following certain practice which is not in let's say, for example, uh, your allopathic cure doesn't take you anywhere, you go to homeopathy or you go to Ayurveda and it gets cured. Okay. And you cite that we should not target allopathy as a negative, but we should cite homeopathy and Ayurvedic as a positive. See, unfortunately, what happens is it becomes like a two-sided war, which is superior. We should not get into that. Everything has its space. That doesn't work because it gets into some other side and people never align. We should try to bring in where our Indian knowledge systems actually helps us, where the home treatment that our forefathers, etc., followed also had a role to play. Small habits like why do we light a lamp? Why do we follow certain practices? So unfortunately, we have lost out the. You see, today it's a scientific generation. We need to dig deep ourselves and find out why our forefathers did what they did. Okay, we just say out of belief that, hey, you have to do this. That is okay. But today they need a little more awareness of why should I light a lamp? Why can't I use a tube light if somebody asks? That is very at a very surface level. So what is the purpose of lighting a lamp? And things like that. The other
Very
things,
good.
why do we wear tilak in
Very
our
good.
heads?
Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah.
So this is one. These are aspects we can. I think there are some authors who have written that books, very very simple, one page, two-page books. I think there was a person in Western USA. I forget his name. I'll try to retrieve.
Yeah, yeah.
He. I'll recollect and share
Yeah, yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah.
I loved his books
Yeah,
because it was practices, daily practices, why we do what we do.
yeah.
So that is one way we can spread awareness. The second way is it is not confined to only IKS, but it's a broader trend even in scientific knowledge. We have moved away, uh, whether we like it or not, the reality is that people spend a lot of time in social media, whether we like it or not. Gone are the days where people used to read books. It is all Instagram, it is all small video reels. People don't even watch movies fully, they scroll movies. Okay, because all our attention span and not just the younger generation, even our own generation, it has really come down. And people like stories, they like games, they like things like that compared to reading solid textbooks and deep articles. So can we align the mode of delivery without compromising the uh, content? We should not compromise the content, but we should break down the content that we feed into smaller bites. Like, for example, if you see, there's a lovely initiative by Chinmaya Mission. There is a YouTube channel called Stories and Chants, where a lady comes, I don't know her name, she just gives a 2-minute video every day or twice. What is the benefit of chanting Hanuman Chalisa? She just says in 1.5 to 2 minutes, and that's it. No long lectures. Another day she comes and says, the 6 days of Diwali, right? What is Dhanteras for? Only 1 minute video. Next day is that Choti Diwali, that is again short video, only 1 minute. And people like to consume that because so that way it becomes important to change the form of delivery that is relevant to today's younger generation.
Very correct.
I do in my own small ways because I'm using play and games as a method. So I develop small games that are appealing to the audience. So this is my answer to your
Very
question.
good. Very good. I think we'll come back to you, but very valid point, because in the last session also, this point got amplified, that medium of communication has to be in line with what is appealing to the current generation.
Yes.
We can't follow the traditional method of delivery. And in fact, Vishuddhi Films is one of the member, and she has joined. I think she was finding some challenge in joining. She was a panelist in the previous session. Welcome, madam. So let me, and the second point which you said, I think this has to be the ownership on all of us, that we have been pushing our rituals without explaining the logic. So if we explain the logic, because then its acceptance is increased. So I think these two very valid points made. And so with this, again, those who have joined little late, welcome all of you, all the participants, all the speakers. And I quickly move to Anindo ji. Again, question to you: in what little efforts you have been making in making this spiritual scientific knowledge reaching to the recipient, and what top three challenges you are facing?
Thank you, Anandji, and Namaskar, and everyone. Thank you for having me. Today's submission primarily I would focus on the execution, how we have thought of executing this for our target audience, which completely aligns with GI4QC's target audience, which is that we need to start from school. So these are two basic assumptions I make before I move to my execution plan. One is that it is a powerful wisdom which needs adoption, high adoption, for to see the fulfillment or results of it. And secondly, it has to be given to the students at school. We have to start from school. So we at ATMADHRUTI as an organization, Anandji, we have divided into three layers. One is obviously at a framework layer, which has to be built primarily, which should be linked to today's problem. It has to be structured and it has to be experiential in nature. Otherwise, people don't learn from that, is what we assume, right? So the entire IKS has to be part of a value system and cannot be just in itself. The reason what we thought is because it is like an ocean, right? It is very huge. I mean, 17, 18, 19 parameters of IKS coming in one full package to the students in the school might be overwhelming for them. So we need to build a framework in which IKS is a framework. IKS is a part of it. Like, assess the student first, that who needs what and what problem a portion of IKS can solve. Then you build specific modules to address each of these problems, supported by a guide to a final fulfillment stage that we want every student to reach. So that layer I consider as a framework layer. Under that, we break even students can be broken into different market segments that we want to look at, which is what is those cluster of those students who needs what based on their initial assessment that we do on the wheel of life parameters or on the IKS parameters as such, right? So divide that in such a way that you can target each of those market segments with a specific module adapted and suitable for them. So that's our second layer that we have thought through. The third layer is primarily very tactical in nature, which is we need to bring all the stakeholders together. In the last two sessions, we were talking about, how do this be owned up and sponsored? And finally, from an angle of somebody really learning it, has to be sponsored by someone, right? Somebody has to pay for it, for students, etc., to get the knowledge that they want through a guide or a teacher. And we need to also think of, as the adoption keeps on increasing, how do we manage such a volume of students that we will have in front of us? That's a very big challenge at a tactical level to think about, that which acharya, which guru, and how many of them needs hands on ground to really take these students to the path of fulfillment. So at a tactical level, first we need to build ownership where the school authority, the parents and the students come together and, we call it a collateral bond, right? And everybody's kind of agreeing to what the path is going to be. So which are the market segment at a tactical level where we can influence, right? So communities, or what is my circle of influence? Friends and family, linking you back to small schools in your community, the big societies that we have where we can reach and approach, parents who have school-going children. So we need to kind of tackle those things to bring in awareness after, month on month, year on year together, to make it viable. Then the second problem that we need to solve, as I said, is who are those people in such a large volume who will guide these students forward, right, as the adoption keep on increasing. In one of the initial conversation, we had this, that whether this leads to a job. Can I find a do? And I'm talking from a student's mind, right? Why do I adopt it? Why do I study this? Do I find a job for ourselves, etc.? So many things are linked to it. I'm saying that even the volume of guide acharyas we need to handle this tactical, adoption of IKS is humongous, and it will generate, in my view, a lot of job opportunities for many people to handle such a large base of students across India and abroad, right? So these are the three layers that we have thought from an execution point of view, and I echo with Karthik ji when he was talking about modules which are suitable for the students, and attention span even for us and students are shrinking, right? So we at ATMADHRUTI, we are building in micro modules which are 10 minutes in length and talking about various life parameters which help them to balance and then slowly, move towards a spiritual path and harmony. So that's my initial submission, Anandji. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you hit the nail in terms of the challenge, because see, there are people who are looking for the knowledge. So there are seekers. The question is, how do we really convey the knowledge? And as you rightly said, that who will convey? So we need trained people who can actually communicate the message the way it should be communicated. And I think the example is in front of us. Before the International Yoga Day got announced, how many instructors in the yoga were demand in the whole world, right? Today, at least that has become a profession. So many people try to get into a formally yoga certified trainer. And I know in India, maybe people don't pay much, but abroad, people are willing to shell out a lot of money if they find a good yoga trainer. So I think very well put. And I just want to, one thought coming to my mind when you were saying is that, see, IKS has to be seen also, because as you rightly said, it's a big sea of knowledge. Now, there are two broad parts, and we need to be very clear that which part we are attacking at what time. See, one is Indian knowledge has a knowledge on every physical domains, like engineering domains. You have a knowledge on astronomy, you have astrology, you have got, any science you pick up, whether physics or chemistry or metallurgy or whatever. The second is the knowledge about the life itself. Now, when I say knowledge about the life, it is actually living with IKS. So I am actually need not be an expert in IKS. IKS is not my profession, but IKS helps me in having any profession. Whatever profession I'm doing, if I have a foundational knowledge of Indian knowledge or some elements of Indian knowledge, which are more about managing my own life, then actually I do better in whatever I do, professionally, personally, socially, and family-wise. So I think that has to be seen and positioned so that people get a clear focus that which part of the knowledge system we are actually consuming or conveying.
Yeah, Anandji, I just want to add one line here before we move to the next participant, is that even UGC today, right? UGC today is mandating 4 aspects of life, which they call Jivan Kaushal. They talk about the cognitive, non-cognitive aspects, which are critical thinking, managerial, personal skills. And there are also the other 2 ends are communication and spirituality. So they are saying that combine all of these together, which is a mandate. And I'm giving one data point to you. Around 1,000 of these higher education institutions have already adopted it. Madhya Pradesh being one of the example which has become compulsory. Even IIT Madras is spending on it. So all of these are already in a situation which can be taken and needs to be executed through volume of gurus, acharyas, and guides to the right audience. And if your part 2, as you rightly said, Anandji, part 2 is taken care of, it also impacts part 1 of that science knowledge, wherever they want to take their life to, right? It helps them to kind of cover their life.
Absolutely.
And I thank you for bringing that up, Anandji.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think now let me move to Arvind sir, very, very seasoned professional. I know he has vast knowledge with him, but quickly, kindly share your thoughts on the challenges which you have been facing as he is trying to spread a lot of knowledge with the students community. Over to you, Arvind sir. You can unmute and you can take 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe. You can unmute, sir. Arvind sir, Kulkarni ji, uh, can you hear me? Kulkarni ji, can you hear me? Uh, Connection का problem है क्या? Sir, can you unmute and speak?
I'm trying to unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you are unmuted. You are welcome, sir. Sir, we are eager to listen to you. Is there a network issue? Sir, is there a network issue at your end? Okay, we'll may probably come back. So we have some members who had been in the previous sessions. I think Khawade sir is there. Khawade sir, and who else is there? Yeah, so let me move to Khawade ji. Any new thoughts since we met last time on this topic you would like to share? Maybe you can take 2-3 minutes. Over to you, Khawade sir.
Yes, thank you, Anandji, and thank you all our panelist friends. It is really a pleasure to rejoin and have a very good discussion on a very important topic. Now, as I see, now we have at least sensitized ourselves about the need of spreading Indian knowledge system among the students. Now that the NEP has made its a part and much literature has also come, I am seeing list of Indian knowledge systems with credits and with those people who are the professors, resource persons. I have sent you a link, Anandji. That makes
Sure.
there
Yes,
are some,
sorry, I had some
Yeah,
technical difficulty here.
yeah. So
Uh,
just give a
anyway,
minute.
I have,
Just sir, just give a minute, sir. Khawade sir is just sharing his point, and then after that you please come over.
okay,
Yeah. Meanwhile,
okay,
thank you. You can
go ahead.
unmute, sir, for a moment. Yeah. Over to
so
you, Khawade.
there are some 10 modules about that,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have to base ourselves into that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what I want to tell you is that has already put that our Upanishads and our uh, two histories of Mahabharata and Ramayana have so much about spirituality, which are so much relevant to other fields of science or administration or personality development. Now, after your meeting in July, I was very much into this, and then I found one Ami Gantara's book. I can see she has written Mahabharata Unraveled 1 and Mahabharata Unraveled 2. For our job, Mahabharata Unraveled 2 is very, very much relevant,
Mm-hmm.
where all the important discourses between Bhishma and Yudhishthira, Krishna and Arjuna, and Bidur and Dhritarashtra are very nicely summarized.
Mm-hmm.
One story is very, very surprising, which we in the Sanatan Dharma may have forgotten. Number one is that no person can be prejudged that he is a dharmic person or not a dharmic person.
Mm-hmm.
There is a small story in 1 minute. I will try to
Mm-hmm.
fix it. One person, Kaushika, Kaushik Rishi, was a very big Jnani person, and he was sitting under a tree, and then some bird just did the mischief, and he was very angry. So, with anger, when he saw the bird turned into ashes. Then he realized that okay, it was very much bad. He should not have done that. In a fit of anger, he did that. But anyway, he went for his own bhikshavriti. Then in one lady's house, he stopped and said, Mate bhiksham dehi. And that lady said, मैं आती हूँ. Then she went, and then her husband also came. So she was busy with her husband who came tired after a full day work, and she forgot about that Kaushika Rishi. After so much time, when she came, remembered, she rushed to Kaushika Rishi, who was still standing. Then Kaushika was really angry, and he said, "This is the way you treat people?"
Hmm.
And then she said, "कौशिक जी, ये मत सोचिए कि मैं वो पक्षी हूं जो आपके क्रोध से देखने से जल जाऊंगी." So this statement made Kaushik ji very much, you can say, nervous. How she knew it? She is
Ah,
a simple housewife. Just
ah,
2 3 hours back, this incident has happened, and how she came about that? So then he was very much impressed, and she said some good things about life and other things. And then she said, if you want to know something more about that, then you have to go to Mithila to meet a meat seller.
hmm,
So he went to that, and when he went to his shop, people said, "Yeah, uh, Yuddha Ketu or something, his name was there. This is his name. So you go there and you will meet him." He was cutting meat into pieces, very bad shape shop, all smells coming, flies coming. He said, "ये आदमी हमको ज्ञान सिखाएगा."
hmm,
Anyway, when this lady has told something must be there, so he went and said, "Yes, yes, yes, I have come and I want something from you." Then the man said, "Okay, let me finish my job. And then this is not the right place for all this thing. So you come to my house." He waited, and then both of them went to their house. And then it's a very good lesson in scriptures, all things about life that Vyas said. Why my intention is that this type of things will really make those allegations out of our way, which are very easily put,
hmm,
that we are very much regimented, we are very much straight jacketed. We
hmm,
believe that only Brahmins know the Gyan and others cannot know, and we should learn only from those who are certified professionals and all these things.
hmm,
Knowledge can come from any place and anything. So that is why when I researched into that, I found 2 3 names which I think we also must try to partner. One is Ami Gantara, who is the author of this book, and she lives in India. And then other is one Chaurasia whose channel is HyperQuest. He is also doing good job in making those Upanishads or other things relevant, telling something about festivals, as Kartik ji was explaining why it has happened, how it has happened. The problem with our life is that we do the things like monkeys do. We don't know how it was done, why it was done, which portion is relevant today, which portion is not relevant today. We are not discussing all these things. Simply, if you copy, you are good. If you ask questions, you are bad. So this thing has to come to an end. There are so many things. One is Mr. Uh, Oak, Nilesh Oak, who is also doing something about the chronology of all the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other things. He's also doing a good job, though he is based in Atlanta, USA, but is available on YouTube and other things. There is another Jaipur, uh, you can see, club, which also tries to assemble all these types of people. And though they are somewhere political also, animated, because recently they organized one a conference on Shatru Bodh, etc. So there are certain things which are not meant for us, but there are so many things which are meant for us. So how to associate with them is a very important question. Now, what my suggestion is that enough sensitization has happened. You have such luminaries with you, like Arvindji and all, whose blessings and whose words of wisdom will always show us the path, and we can do some good job. But now there is a requirement of doing some workshop. How to take it forward? Who will do what? Say, for example, as you know, our NGO Roots to Roots, you are very much aware of that.
yep,
They are taking online classes. So we can even collaborate, try to collaborate with them, that there can be a certain days where we can use their studios, and our luminaries like Arvindji, Kartik and all have those modules in their mind and can have online classes or we can go to the schools on invitation. We can offer them that we can come and we can give you support, because now NEP has helped us to some extent, that the schools will not think it is extra, it is unnecessary, it is additional. They will always think ये तो हमारा काम है. Indian knowledge system has to be developed into the curriculum. And if these people, without any charge, they come to our school and help our teachers learn those things and our students those things, that will be penetration of our efforts into the schools. We are all associated with schools or colleges, universities, and we have all connections with them. We can do little bit from each of our side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Khawade sir. Very, very insightful. And we are happy that, since the last session, you have spent a time. I know you have recently returned from your US trip, but we are so happy. And your roots to roots, I think I know the infrastructure, I know the intent, the social service with which you are working. So we will certainly look forward. Thank you so much. Arvind ji, over to you now. You have
Yes.
5 minutes. Yeah, you have 5 minutes to share
Very
your
much
views. Yeah.
for one. Now, I would like to submit one particular thing, that if we want IKS to come in and survive, first thing is we should inject some amount of karma kand. कर्मकांड का मतलब है कि we should remember every day, if not twice a day at least. If we are not able to give 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening for some kind of a karma kanda means something that we should do. It can be Sandhya Vandanam, it can be prayer, it can be anything else. We will not be able to take the cart of IKS very far, very forward. I am only requesting 10 minutes, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. I entirely agree with what Dr. Karthik Vaidyanathan said, that most of us are the products of this karmakan who are sitting here. Without this, that our forefathers have done. Okay, this is my first thing, and this is extremely important. I am not able to, there will be no negotiation. If there is anything non negotiable, it is this. Number one. The second thing is, we have all of us have rightly thinking of bringing in IKS. We should definitely do that. I would like to see within 6 months or a year, in every school there should be an IKS teacher. उसको आप भारतीय ज्ञान प्रणाली कहें या IKS कहें, कि दोनों नाम से there has to be an IKS teacher, and it is our duty to train these IKS teachers as we go along. We should prepare 3 levels of IKS courses. One for the say up to standard say 1 to 4, that is age 6, 7, 8, 9. Second for the next one 10, 11, 12, 13, and third for 14, 15 up to 17. 14, 15 up to 17 should be fine. These 3 courses, with the content of these courses, we should develop with the help of experts within a short time, and don't and we should not waste our time in making it perfect and perfect. It will have some content in it, and we should start with this, and we should start giving courses in IKS. We should also be able to take some parents with us, and then go to our school authority, that is the departments or the directorate of school education, along with some parents, and our group should take lead in contacting all the departments of school education, and say that this is extremely important, because NPS, that is National Education Policy, has already included IKS, and therefore it is necessary to provide graded courses for them. Over a period of 6 months or a year, we should be able to see IKS teachers in every school, just as you have a sports teacher in every school, a music teacher in every school, and other things. Okay, so these are my two very important recommendations. We should be able to identify appropriate experts in this field, take their inputs, make a small committee for level 1, level 2, level 3, bring out their work, and within a month we should be able to configure all this. Okay, and training IKS teachers should be taken up. We can make a beginning and ask others to join in. I have wonderful people like Dr. Vijay Shetty. Dr. Vijay Shetty joins from Goa, and Dr. Keshamurthy joins from Bangalore, and Dr. Ravikant Tata joins from Hyderabad. These are the 3, 4 people I had invited. They have already done a lot of work, and we should be able to, upload many experts, such experts, and start working in this direction. This is my practical program, and we can do it. First thing is that let us not hurry it up, but at the same time, we should not stop. Make a small beginning, and then you will find that there will be enough contribution coming from parents, from the government, from the industry, and everywhere. Everyone knows that the Indian way of life is extraordinarily different, and it will definitely, there's a huge amount of sustainability involved here, and we should be able to make a good impact. I think with this I will stop talking, and thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity given to me. Yeah,
Thank you, Arvind sir. Thank
thank you.
you sharing your pearls of wisdom. We will definitely would like to hear some their insights from the members you just named. I think Ravikanji has already raised the hand, so let me go to him straight away. Raviji, over to you. You want to say something? Yeah.
Yes,
Welcome.
sir.
Welcome to
This,
the forum.
yeah. This is the first time I am joining. I'm glad that I have joined.
Thank you, sir.
And the one important contribution I have been doing from the past 15 years is I'm an I have studied Bhagavad Gita many number of times, and I had an opportunity to write a commentary on Bhagavad Gita in Telugu. And
Oh,
then
very good.
it was published in Hindi as well as English by Motilal Banarsidas International.
Wow, very good.
Apart from that, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says at many number of times, Lord says, Guhyamam, Guhyataram, Guhyati Guhyamam. Like that, he keeps on saying secret and mother of all secrets. So I was wondering what this Lord Krishna was trying to say. He was the meaning of the secret. I tried to unravel by reading the all the 108 Upanishads from there. It is about soul or Atman.
Right.
What is Atman is a very important aspect in the IKS. It is not a hypothetical, or it is not it is a physical thing that I would tell to this public. It is a physical thing because Atma or soul or Brahman or Pranava are all one and the same. If you go into the Upanishad, in Kathopanishad, Yamadharmaraja and Nachiketa discussion, Yamadharmaraja has very clearly identified that the Atma is nothing but the Omkara or Pranava. Then I started reading all the properties of Omkara in all the 108 Upanishads. I made a note of it, and I have a voluminous book on that. Properties of Omkara culled out from the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. I'm so surprised to submit before you that the Omkara has a shape, has a wavelength,
Right.
has a mass, has got a spectrum. See, all these are so deeply put in the various Upanishads without any connection. Unless you read it is a study of 15 years for me. After 15 years, I could understand all the physical properties of how I'm also a science student when I was in a BSc. Though I'm a chartered accountant now, joined the mainstream accountancy profession after my BSc. I know a little bit of science. So I try to collate with whatever are the 21st century science equivalent of Omkara. So, in my belief, it is neutrinos which are abundantly available. And if you compare the properties of neutrinos, I somehow feel that there is a link between Omkara and the neutrinos. So now I need the help of quantum physicists from your end.
Very well said. I think you have, I think we are so good to have you here on this platform because we do have quantum physicists in the group. And in fact, there was an article also published in the last edition of our journal, which we call it Adi Bhautik Shastra. And they have really compiled a lot of this information as a beyond the current physics, even
Right.
beyond quantum physics, which is
Beyond
calling
quantum.
beyond quantum physics. Yeah. So nice to hear from you, and especially I think your statement touched me because I have been also been reading this Gita for quite some time, and the way you have put it, that why God every time said that it is confidential, most confidential, confidential of the confidential, king of confidential.
Right.
I think the message being given was that it is not for an ordinary person to understand it. It needs a patrata, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना कि the guy has to be really capable to understand the intent of the message which is being given by the God. And today, I think one of the problem which not to against ISKCON, but when somebody sells those Gita on the red lights, traffic lights, actually we are making mockery of this knowledge. This knowledge is not to be distributed like this. And that is what I think the God is trying to say, that this the recipient has to be really capable of receiving this knowledge. Then only they can interpret it the way it should be interpreted. Otherwise, there's a likelihood of this getting misinterpreted. And any misinterpretation is more harmful than no interpretation, actually. So I think very well said, and we can actually have a dedicated session where we would like to hear your knowledge.
इसका मिस आनंद जी,
हाँ खवाड़े जी.
इसका मिस रिप्रेजेंटेशन तो हो चुका है. बोला गीता में कृष्ण जी जिहाद करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं.
करेक्ट
हाँ,
करेक्ट.
और किसी ने कहा ये वायलेंस सिखाने की पाठशाला है.
हाँ करेक्ट, बिल्कुल.
ये तो होगा ही.
बिल्कुल
बात
बिल्कुल.
तो उसका उसी हिसाब से व्याख्या करेगा.
Correct. So one is that because of ignorance. Second is because of deliberate intention.
Right.
So that is why भगवान also says कि जिसको श्रद्धा नहीं है मेरे ऊपर, उसको ये ज्ञान देना ही नहीं है. So
Right.
first thing he says, they have to believe without any doubt. But anyway, that takes to a different topic. But fantastic. Thanks for joining in, Ravikant ji. We have Barua ji also, who had been in our previous session. I will definitely invite him to share what new thoughts has come into his mind since our last session. We have Mr. Jyoti Ranjan Barua. Jyoti Ranjan ji, you can take 2-3 minutes in sharing what has come in your mind since our last session. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. Actually, I'm still on move traveling,
No issues.
so we couldn't join on time. Sorry for that.
No issues.
So yeah, I've been hearing all these experts, different aspects. Like Arvind sir mentioned that we need to teach. We need to train a lot of teachers because without them, we cannot really advance this knowledge in mainstream academia, schools, everywhere. That's very important. And yeah, so second, all these different discussions that I had participated in this forum. So one thing I see is there is a lot of interest, endeavor, and genuine actually desire to advance this knowledge. So and also and most of us are actually practitioners in our different paramparas that we are connected to. So different spiritual practices as well. And like we have many experts here who have been practicing and contemplating on this for many decades. So here I would like to say in this current discussion that we are just having, uh, that I mean the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it is at many places it's said. Like ninth chapter and other places, the most confidential knowledge, most confidential knowledge. So one thing that I have reflected is the book is there. I mean nowadays it's very easily available in just one click. So everything is there, but still the information wise it is nothing new. But still it is confidential. Even if the message is right in front of us, that doesn't mean that we understand it. So that requires a teacher who has already realized the knowledge, who already lived on that path. When the teacher explains to us that knowledge which is right in front of our eyes, it unfolds. So so oftentimes without that it is a mysterious knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, in fact, is I find one of the toughest books because so many layers of convoluted discussions, so many different layers of meaning it has. It's really I find it's a 700 verses, but this is the most toughest book I have encountered in the whole of Vedic text, whatever I have studied. Even yeah, that's true. So in here, there lies actually another problem of misinterpretation that we have been discussing. So yeah, of course, the discussion of the distribution of Bhagavad Gita, like ISKCON and other people they do, it's kind of more of an urgency to reach out to people who have otherwise lost the faith of coming to the centers of Sanatan Dharma. So it's kind of emergency dharma, apadkalin dharma. So that way it's to be taken. So
Okay, at least you
yeah,
you distribute free passes so people can at least come to the at least come and listen to. I think that's also right way of
yeah.
looking at
At
it.
least somebody gets intrigued about the knowledge, and they don't have time to come to temple, but the book has come to them, so they learn something about it. So that's certainly true. But same time, Bhagavad Gita also says this knowledge, like 18th chapter, towards the end, Krishna says, "Do not distribute this knowledge to those who do not faith." Because
Right.
Bhagavad Gita, that's a primary requirement. Unless and until one understands that Krishna is absolute truth, Param Satya, so then there is no meaning of studying Bhagavad Gita. Without that primary understanding, at least one should have some shraddha that Krishna is absolute truth. So
Good.
Param Satya.
Chaliye,
Otherwise,
I
why
think
should I? Yeah,
yeah. No, I think Gita
that's
has
it.
a many aspects. So we will certainly
Yeah,
have a discussion around Gita.
right,
It
right.
it is it's a itself a ocean of knowledge, and Raviji
Right.
brought that out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let me just Subhas ji, you have been putting some comments. Would you like to share your views, Subhas Jadu ji? I'm seeing he's very active on the comments chat box. Yeah, Subhas ji, over to you.
Uh,
हाँ सुभाष जी अनम्यूट कर लीजिए
Am I
आप।
audible?
हाँ आप ऑडिबल हैं अभी राइट।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अरविंद जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कार्तिक जी। कार्तिक जी, आपने तो मेरी लाइफ का तो एकदम फोटोकॉपी पेंट किया पूरा, क्योंकि हमारे अंदर अगर हमारे अंदर संस्कार ही नहीं है तो हम आगे क्या बढ़ेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कार्तिक जी। इट वाज रियली रिलीविंग, आई कुड फील माई सेल्फ आई एम इन अ टेम्पल व्हेन यू वर स्पीकिंग। अरविंद जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ये कहने के लिए कि हमें जो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा है इसको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हर एक स्कूल में जैसे जिम ट्रेनर हैं, जैसे फिजिकल इंस्ट्रक्टर हैं, वैसे ही एक ऐसा अध्यापक होना चाहिए। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ये कहने के लिए, क्योंकि मेरा यही एक निवेदन है आप सभी से कि आई एम जस्ट ए वॉलंटियर, I am not having any research paper behind my head, but since I live with all of you in these discussions, I feel that I am getting a lot of knowledge into my system, which I can really share out. And I have only 2 points which I have raised. One is when we are going to rename this IKS, भारतीय वर्ड इसमें कब जोड़ेंगे आप, क्योंकि ये इंडियन सिस्टम हम इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में भी नहीं रखना चाहते हैं, तो इसमें क्यों रखना चाहते हैं। दूसरा मेरा निवेदन है कि जो आप अरविंद जी प्रपोजल में देना चाहते थे कि जो एक टीचर कंपल्सरली होना चाहिए हर एक स्कूल में, हर एक लेवल में टिल वी आर 12th पास, वो टीचर को एक ट्रेनिंग में ये कंपलसरी सिस्टम में डालना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि संस्कृत का ज्ञान बच्चों में बहुत जरूरी है। क्योंकि आज मुझे अगर थोड़ा सा भी ज्ञान है जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर रहा हूँ, इट इज ओनली बिकॉज व्हेन आई वाज इन माय मिडिल स्कूल आई वाज इन अ क्लास व्हिच हैड संस्कृत, एंड आफ्टर दैट आई लेफ्ट इट बिकॉज आई हैड टू गो फॉर सम ट्रेनिंग्स। जीने मरने की तमन्ना में क्या नहीं कर पाया मैं, तो वो सब पीछे रह गया। लेकिन टेलिंग यू समथिंग आउट ऑफ माय ओन लाइफ, व्हेन आई वेंट टू द एज ऑफ 60, these things which I had read in 8th standard and up to 8th standard, they rebounded. Because when I was at age of 60, I thought, what I have to do now? These things rebounded, and today I can tell you, sir, without any exaggeration, that since I joined Bhagavad Gita classes regularly and I am part of that learngita.com, I am today able to at least read Bhagavad Gita properly away from its Hindi pronunciation.
Right.
And I am thankful to Arvindji that once again that you have raised this point, and wherever you feel I can be part of this school teachers training part, I don't mind. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. And I know you have been regularly participating in GI4QC Forum events. Thank you so much. So I think I would like to now come for a concluding comments. Again, first coming to Anindo ji, your concluding comment for today's session in terms of what could be the top one action which you think that we should straight away take along with the GI4QC Forum and all of us.
I think, sir, one starting point is to identify those teachers who will demonstrate or give this education to students. That should be our starting point, because we will deal with volume there. So we should start, identify their mentors, their teachers, and create that force which will go to the students. That should be the starting point in my view. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Very good. I think excellent point made. And the thought coming to my mind was that currently this practice of professor of practice, see, because having a 5-year experience guy, teacher will not be able to make justice to it. People who are in our age groups, let's say 50 plus people who have practical experience, as Arvind ji said, who have gone through this rigor of Karam Kanda, right, in their childhood. And they can be appointed as a professor of practice. Khawade ji can give more details later on. In the education system, at least at the higher education, this concept of professor of practice has come in, where they can be appointed. And maybe the school level also something like that can be thought of, where rather than making it yet another, a teacher joining and then for him it is just a duty. It has to be people like, from our fraternity, who have a, real love to do something in this direction. They will be able to really teach the students and convey the message. Right.
Sure,
So that's just one thought.
Sure.
Coming to Karthik ji, just one thought. Yeah.
I would like to, there are excellent points expressed by many people. My pick on that would be Arvind ji's points, practice every day, karma kand, right? Whatever we can. Because I feel, I like one statement that I've heard, Swa Parivartan se Vishwa Parivartan. First, we have to transform ourselves and we will get that spiritual energy to influence and inspire others. So Swa Parivartan se Vishwa Parivartan. So we have to little more practice what we believe in.
Very good. I think very well said. And the thought coming to my mind was when he said that some kind of karam kanda, I was thinking even when the doctor says कि आपको tablet सुबह शाम लेना है, तो वो कर्म कांडी हो जाता है ना. हम सुबह भी लेते हैं बीपी का टेबलेट, शाम को भी लेते हैं, उसमें तो कहीं कोई compromise नहीं है. Without going to details, just because doctor has said भैया लेना है तो लेना है, जो पर्चे में लिख दिया. तो this is also something like a karma kand only. This is a thought came to my mind when Kulkarni ji was saying, but very beautifully and very very well said. So before I come to Arvind Kulkarni ji, let me request Dr. Ranveer Sinha ji. He is again a senior advisor also in our GI4QC Forum, joining from Switzerland, right? Ranveer sir, you would like to say some comment?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Namaste, pranam to everybody.
Pranam, sir.
I'm very sorry I missed for 4 months. I was traveling in India.
I know.
So I just got back last week.
Very good. Good to see you.
I had an excellent experience in India.
Good.
I went to Calcutta, then to southern part of India, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I really enjoyed this discussion. as many months ago, we had decided we should try to get more of younger people, reach them, because I think maybe 2 3 years we have been trying to get some young people. Once in a while, we had some success, but maybe timing is not right for them. Maybe they are busy with their work. Weekdays they cannot join for whatever reason. We don't have enough young people. It is for the young people that we are meeting here. We can always, discuss philosophy among ourselves, older people. I'm very, very old, by the way. So how to get young people, that should be the focus. One thing that I picked from Mr. Karthik and others too, that he has some video or something, games. That may be one way, games. Others could be very short clips that go viral with just one message per day, very short, maybe. And if possible, using AI. Now AI can generate wonderful videos, very short clips. I'm learning so much about my tradition when somebody forwards something very simple to me that I probably read a long time ago. The story one of you said about this Rishi going to the lady and learning that, knowledge is somewhere else, and she knew about this word, etc. Those kind of stories, if short videos can be created, can be made viral, that may be one way. But AI will definitely help. You cannot generate 10,000 expert teachers overnight. But AI can help you spread the messages. So anyone who's expert in AI can probably help us look into that. Short messages, even from Gita. I know Gita is very difficult. I read it 3 times. I understood probably 5%. Okay.
Right. You are. But I think very
Yes.
interesting dimension, sir. I think we will make a special note of it, that the AI, to be really used to spread this knowledge, which actually needs to be spread at such a fast pace. So AI, that will be, I think, the most positive use of the AI at this point in time. A very, very important point you have brought out. And I think as we make the maybe a committee to take action, we will take this input. Yeah. Shitanshu sir, you have raised your hand. Yeah. We'll conclude in 5 minutes.
I wanted to remind you.
Yeah.
We had invited many panelists. 3 of them are yet left out. Anshu Dubey ji, Dr. Deepika Kothari, and
no, I was just checking Deepika ji. No, I was checking Deepika ji. I did not see in the list. I think she had joined.
Right? Visuddhi Films.
She had joined for some time, but I'll come back. I think I'm not able to see. Is she there on the call? She's not there. Let me.
Anshu Dubey, Vinay Kulkarni ji is also.
Yeah. Vinay Kulkarni ji joined. I just noticed that he has joined in. So before, I think with everybody's permission, we'll just take 5-6 more minutes. Thanks, Hitanshu ji, for bringing that out. Yeah.
That is Anshu Dubey ji.
Yeah. So, but I also would request Vijay Shetty ji. I think he has come with Anindo's reference as he. No. I think Kulkarni ji has invited him. So Vijay Shetty ji, quick one, 30 seconds. You want to say anything from your side?
Good evening, everybody. I'm really thankful to Professor Kulkarni sir for making me join this webinar. A fantastic thought, and I feel at school level we should start with.
Vijay should come on camera.
Yes, sir.
Kulkarni sir ka आदेश है कि आप हाँ.
We should begin this, I guess, from the beginning. I mean, from nursery level. And my wife is running the pre-primary school,
Right.
and we have been involved in a lot of spiritual things. And apart from this, we have Balvihar classes through Chinmay Mission. We are also having a discussion group study on Bhagavad Gita, and there are so many activities happening here. And I feel many spiritual organizations are trying to bring spirituality in education, if not through government, at least uh, from their sources. A lot of efforts are being done, and I think what you are thinking that IKS to introduce in school, there is one Ramachandra mission who are doing fantastic work in education. They have come out with volumes of books for introducing in the schools. So it's all about value education, and I think it's a very good platform. We must work on this line, and I'll be grateful if you give me an opportunity to be part of this organization. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you so much. We look forward to your continued association with our forum. We have Anshu Dubeji joined in. Thanks, Switi, for correcting because I was not able to read the name. Over to you, Anshuji. Your comments. I'm sorry, I did not invite you earlier.
That's all right, Anji.
Yeah, you had joined as Brahma Vachas, yeah, organization. Yeah, over to you.
Right. And that's fine. I think because the job that you are doing is a tough one, you and CPG and eminent GI4QC, having to deal with and have so many scholars at one place, at one platform. It's a unique achievement as well as something which is not really a piece of cake. So that's absolutely fine. One thing I think in the interest of time, what I will quickly say, what is supposed to be the topic for today is around the practices or the things that we can do as a society or we can do outside of academics also to make it more popular, the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, the Bharatiya Gyan Vidha, the Gyan Vigyan, and especially the practitioners and how the practitioners are actually supposed to come together. So we spoke about a lot of things. That was it was great to hear experts like Arunji and Goshti about what One important aspect is that of course everything has to start from as early as possible. That is when it comes to children, and at the same time, because we have to address the scale, we're talking about using AI to scale, and of course creating a big platoon of guides and mentors, either by way of a formal intervention of mandating a IKS teacher or someone who can guide and mentor people in the schools on that, or it is about actually associating and engaging the parents. So for that, I just want to just very quickly leave with what Brahmavachas is kind of adding to the kitty, because we are an offshoot of Sanskriti Arya Gurukulam, which is a Rishi Parampara, which is the oldest legacy of Bharat as a civilization, which is the Guru Shishya Parampara. So the knowledge or the jnanam which comes in from the gurus, what is actually the Bharatiya Jnana and the Bharatiya Vigyan, we converted into what we call the smaller learning units, the bite-sized units, and the foundations which are actually supposed to be spread across the society so that the environment becomes potent and conducive for Bharatiya Gyan to spread and become basically, rather than becoming a discipline, becomes actually the guiding or the framework or the fundamental framework for all our studies and education. Is, for example, one is what we call Vedic parenting. So Pandit Vishwanath Guruji has actually given a framework of 100 Sanskrit sutras and sub-sutras, where he has he spent his entire life putting all kinds of different specialized information together from the Vedas, from the Vedantas, Upanishads, as well as Bhagavad Gita, Arthashastra, and Ayurveda all put together. And right from the time a child is conceptualized in the minds of the parents, for example, Santati ke vichar se leke till the time the person becomes an adult, what are we supposed to do step by step, pretty much in a guided way, and what the parents are supposed to do and what the schools are supposed to do, rather shiksha and the paran portion of the child is not only isolated jobs of parents or of schools. So currently we seem to have outsourced absolutely everything to the schools, and schools are supposed to do everything. That is the reason we see the sanskaras missing. So this entire framework has been actually created in form of an audio-visual, interactive learning smaller modules for parents and as well as for teachers, which encompasses the entire Bharatiya Manas Shastra component as well. So if I say it in, using the Sanskrit words, it focuses on ahar, vihar, vyavahar, sanskar, aushadhi, and it is based on the Panchakosha development framework. So what is it that a parent is supposed to do, or a family or a teacher is supposed to do when a child is at a certain age group, depending on what is the kosha which is developed the most, what is supposed to be the food guidelines, or what is supposed to be the environment, what's supposed to be taught, how it is supposed to be taught, and at the same time, what we call the sanskaras, and some part of it we were covering in the karma kanda part, essentially those habits or those personality changing traits, how are we actually supposed to very subtly inculcate that into children right from the beginning? All that is pretty much prescribed in form of a manual. So that is something is our attempt, and to ensure that it is scalable, that is where we use technology. That is, of course, some part of AI also is something which is being used so that it can be taken to as many people as possible. It is something which is available as open learning, so people in the society can do it. It has that kind of a flexible structure around it, so it can be plugged into school curriculums, or it can even be plugged into the UGC compliant college curriculum. So this is our attempt to basically take and offer solutions. That's something which can be taken up, and as the ecosystem keeps becoming stronger, that is something we keep connecting and we keep taking it to bigger sections of people. So scalability, which becomes the biggest problem because we don't have enough acharyas, we don't have enough gurus, and not everyone knows how to disseminate this knowledge. That is the reason we are using technology in here to ensure that it is available in one such way that it can, how should I say, it is already vetted because it comes in from the paramparic gurus, from the acharyas, who already, of course, are masters of that subject. So I just wanted to contribute with that.
Wow, fantastic. So I think, as Anshuji mentioned, a lot of content is already available, lot of modules are already available. And with this network, which we are creating at GI4QC Forum, I think will provide many pathways through which this content can reach to the right recipient. Thank you so much. Again, my apologies for not inviting you earlier. Let me quickly, before I invite Vinay Kulkarni ji, and do we have from Vishuddhi Films? I think she's not there here right now. Let me quickly request just 30 seconds maybe. Keshav Murthy ji and Ramaswamy Subramanyam ji. I think they have also joined in. Yeah. If you have any quick comment, Ramaswamy Subramanyam ji and Keshava Murthy. Yeah, Ramaswamy ji first and then Keshava Murthy ji. Yeah.
Yeah, namaste. Due to lack
Namaste.
of just introduce myself. Basically, we are running a Gurukulam called the Medha Gurukulam that is focused on Shastra studies. Residential students are there. So we are training around 20 of them. So they are studying in all the classical Shastras like Nyaya Shastra, Vyakarna Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, and so on. We want to introduce the other Shastras like Ganita Shastra and so on. So that is basically the work we've been doing. It's there for like 4 years now. It's based out of Chennai.
Very good. Thank you so much. And we would love to stay connected with GI4QC Forum. Then who else has joined? Keshav Murthy ji, quick one. Keshav Murthy ji, if you are there. Yeah. So let me then invite Vinay ji. Vinay Kulkarni ji had been associated with this initiative for quite some time. And I'm sure since our last session, he must have got some new insights. Over to you, Vinay ji.
Namaste. Thank you very much. And it's very interesting listening to everybody on the panel. I think Prithiji had briefed me that this discussion is about not depending on the government or some other...
Vijay ji, you can go on mute. There's some background noise coming from your side. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think Smriti briefed me that this discussion is about beyond dependence on the government and the other factors. What can we do as individuals and institutions? And I think two things I want to mention. One is something I've mentioned previously as well is if we can bring back the focus on Swabhava and Dharma and um, go back to where we would identify the natural, inborn, innate talent and tendencies of a child and allow the child to blossom in that direction and not have a assembly line education. So we need to find a middle ground where these things can happen. So I'm kind of doing that with my daughter, where she was going to regular school till 7th grade, and now we are homeschooling her, and she's focusing full time on classical dance and music. Second thing is, as Sanatanis, we have all this content online, again, which is all focused on, and everybody's trying to teach to students. I think now I want to focus more time on grooming and developing teachers. Without an army of teachers who can actually execute this grand vision of education, it's not going to work. And there's limitations to Zoom and these online classes. So that is one thing. Second thing is, as Sanatanis, we don't have cultural watering holes. We don't have a place where these ideas that we are talking about actually comes to life, where kids can see that it is part of the real world. It's something that is possible. So it seems too remote and too magical. Then they say, okay, if I'm going to choose something magical, then Lord of the Rings is more magical. Harry Potter is more magical, right? So I have created a small cultural center in Bengaluru. And Anshuji has been there, but since she's visited, it is totally different now, where in one single place, we have a workshop space, we have a meditation center, we have a books and gift store, all Indic, and also a bistro. But now we are developing further so that I want it to be a place where Sanatanis and as families can come and just hang out and have that cultural interaction that we're telling the children that we used to have. With the stories we are telling, somewhere it has to come live where they can actually experience some of that. So that is one thing, creating. And if there is interest, we can hatch a plan nationwide where we can build small cultural watering holes and hubs, where beyond classrooms, beyond accredited IKS courses and etc., there is some place where it comes alive. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Thank you so much. Yeah, Arvindji.
I'm Keshav. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Keshav-Murthy ji.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am listening with interest various views.
Yeah,
and I find them interesting. But I am 72-year-old. I have found it difficult actually to communicate to children. In fact, they do follow whatever you say. In fact, they like it. In fact, when at younger ages, but once they become older, they tend to become very different. So I think it is very essential to pick out those aspects of culture which will tend to remain permanently. So I think India has had a history of widely differing views. I think that should be presented as it is. I think we should not be afraid to face the truth. And I have often discussed, even with my grown-up children, it's not easy to convince them, even though as school students, they were malleable. In fact, it's easy at younger ages. They do, try to follow you. So this aspect of our culture, I do believe that our culture has many, many things to offer. And I feel there should be freedom to discuss, even, from a devil's advocate point of view. Otherwise, I don't think that will work. But anyway, this kind of experiment, I think, should go on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in. Just in the interest of time, I will now just make the floor open. Anybody who would like to make a quick comment without naming any individual, anyone who wants to share before I invite Shitanshu sir to conclude the session. Anyone who has been participating today patiently, any thought coming to your mind and would like to put it across? No. Okay.
I believe. I believe.
You want to say something?
Now we should go in the action mode.
Yes, sir. So as I said in the beginning, that we'll compile the summary of all the three sessions which you have had on this topic, and we will create an action committee. We have got a lot of inputs, lot of challenges we know, and then I agree with you that we have to go on the action mode on this topic. Okay, so Shitanshu sir, may I invite you to kindly, Subhash? Thank you, Subhashji, for volunteering. And we look forward to your continued support. Over to you, Shitanshu sir, for your quick comments, and thank to the participants and the panelists. You are on mute.
Thank you, Anandji, and thanks to everyone.
Thank you very much for your wonderful session. I hope something will definitely evolve, and it is our duty to make it evolve. We will do that.
Sure. Yeah, Shitanshu sir. Yeah.
Okay. I thank all the panelists for the views. Our aim has been to make connections between various fields. People working in different places, in different methods, using different methods. It's better to know that what all is possible. Aim remains the same. One thing which I would like to say from my side is, the first guru for a child is the mother. And then the child picks up more and more from the family environment. Our family environment should also be motivated to follow certain practices. Like you can't ask a child to start doing sandhya in the morning, evening. But if a child says the parents getting into this, it automatically comes to the child also. Then next is, of course, when child goes out to the school, the friend circle, the teachers they have. And I am quite happy. Things have changed for better over the years. There are so many universities which are doing a wonderful job. One name which comes very clearly is Patanjali. Our Ramdev's Guru, he has Acharkulam, Gurukulam, Vishwavidyalaya, and all these children are doing very well in their life also as they keep moving up. So let's hope for the better days tomorrow. Things are changing for good. And basic aim of all this endeavor is to make a next generation, which is wiser and more active and value-based. So that aim we want to attain through such gatherings, such meetings, and we'll continue to do that. Thank you, everyone.
आनंद
जी सर,
आनंद जी, एक बात जरूर ध्यान रखनी है, मुझे लगता है कि शायद मैं गलत हूँ तो माफ करेंगे।
नहीं सर,
इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम या भारतीय ज्ञान प्रणाली है, वो किसी भी एंगल से ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि इसमें हिंदू ज्ञान प्रणाली या सनातन ज्ञान प्रणाली की बात कर रहे हैं।
करेक्ट।
निश्चित रूप से जो भारतीय चिंतन है वो सनातन चिंतन ही है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। क्योंकि जिस तरह के हम नॉलेज सिस्टम की बात करते हैं उसमें तो और कोई था ही नहीं।
करेक्ट।
तो लेकिन हमें ये नहीं स्कूलों को सिखाना है कि आप ये सनातन सिस्टम सीखो, आप भारतीय व्यवस्था सीखो। और अच्छी बात हमारे धर्म में कहिए, जिसको कि बिना चाहे, बिना जानबूझ के, बिना साजिश के, बिना सोचे समझे हुआ है, वो ये है कि हमारे धर्म में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है जो कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नहीं है।
करेक्ट।
जिसमें किसी को काटा गया हो, रोका गया हो, बांटा गया हो, ऐसा हमारे सनातन धर्म में है ही नहीं। तो हमें ये सुविधा प्राप्त है, बाकी रिलीजन को हमने नहीं जानता उतनी बेहतरी ढंग से।
करेक्ट,
लेकिन
फ्रीडम ऑफ,
अगर हम कुछ कहते हैं कि सदा सच बोलो, ऐसा सनातन धर्म में कहा गया है, ये कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं है।
करेक्ट,
क्योंकि सदा सच बोलो सत्यमेव जयते भले उपनिषद में हो, लेकिन वो चीज शाश्वत है। तो हमारी ये विशेषता है, इसको हम बनाए रखेंगे। जब जरूरत पड़ेगी तो हम इसको कभी भी वो उद्भाषित नहीं करेंगे, ताकि दूसरे फेथ के लोगों को लगे कि हमें यहाँ हिंदुआइज करा रहा है, सेफ्रोनाइज किया जा रहा है, हमें ये अपने पाले में लाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। हम कुछ नहीं, जो तुम्हारा पाला है तुम अपने पास ही रखो, हम कुछ नहीं चाहते। लेकिन ये शाश्वत मूल्य है और ये भारतीय चिंतन प्रणाली है, हम उसको करना चाहते हैं। इस रूप में करेंगे तो यह सक्सेस होगा, नहीं तो फिर विरोध के स्वर उठेंगे।
नहीं, ये आपने बहुत ही सही इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट दिया है, और मैंने तो इसको लाइव एक्सपीरियंस भी किया। अभी आई हैड गॉन टू माय एल्मा मैटर आईआईटी रुड़की, वहां पर आईकेएस का इस प्रोग्राम चलता है, तो आई वाज इंटरेक्टिंग विद द स्टूडेंट्स। जस्ट इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल डेटा पॉइंट, बट व्हाट यू सेड, आई एम प्रॉम्प्टेड टू शेयर दैट कि वन ऑफ द पर्सन सेड, अरे सर ये तो बीजेपी का सब चल रहा है, मतलब। So now see, either people may characterize it with Hinduism being imposed, or they may characterize it first with one particular set of government.
Yes.
The moment that kind of a perception gets built, it's very dangerous.
नहीं, जैसे अरविंद जी जैसे आचार्य, कुलकर्णी साहब जैसे आचार्य हमारे बीच में है, ये हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा जरूर क्वेश्चन कर देंगे कि जैसे मान लीजिए गाय के महत्व के बारे में बताना है, तो हमको थोड़ा बताना है गाय का महत्व इसलिए कि तुलसीदास ने गाय के बारे में क्या लिखा और वेद में क्या लिखा। नहीं, गाय का महत्व इन द सेंस बताएंगे गाय को दूध की क्या विशेषता है, गाय के गोबर में और दूसरे जानवर के मल में क्या अंतर होता है, हम उस रूप में बताएंगे। अब वो चाहे कोई भी धर्म का आदमी हो तो वो उसको समझ लेगा।
करेक्ट, you are right. We have to take a very cautious, very cautious, I think very well said. Good.
हमें कॉमन थ्रेड को पकड़ना पड़ेगा।
Right, sir. Yeah. So I think we have already reached 9 o'clock, but it was so interesting that it is, we would like to continue, but I think you have to respect everybody's time commitment.
I just have one point.
Yes,
let
sir.
us actionalize. Let us
Yes.
actionalize in
Yes,
however
sir.
small fashion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. And we'll come back with the action plan and look forward to your continued support. We at GI4QC Forum extend a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.